Hey, how's it going? So, I want to tell you about my ganglion cyst story. About 5 years ago, I got a bump on the palm of my right hand, and it was hurting. And if I press my hand down on something, it would be painful. And yeah, I usually, before I go to a doctor, something's got to be pretty painful. I just tend to not go to doctors that often. And so anyway, I spoke to someone, that I know who's an oral surgeon. And I showed him this, and he said, see this guy. He's the big expert, hand surgeon. So I go to the hand surgeon, and he looks at my hand, and he says that it's likely that over time just get worse, and you should really have it taken out. And he has me go get an MRI, and between the MRI and seeing him, probably costs $1,000. And he tells me that to get it operated on will be a total of $7,000. So I could afford it, but still, I just was kind of suspicious, and I made the decision, on my own, just not to do anything, which I think the vast majority of people would have had the operation. I could be wrong, but if you heard his tone of voice, and he was pretty adamant. But so anyway, I didn't do anything. And it still bothered me, but over time it seemed to decline a little bit. And about a couple of years ago, I accidentally was talking to someone. I was talking to someone on the phone who, coincidentally, he was also a hand surgeon. I guess there probably aren't that many hand surgeons, but he was one down in Florida. And I told him about this. And he said, you were very, very smart. That was that, that I didn't get the surgery. He didn't go into detail, but I guess, it could be a scam that, these things happen and you really don't need the surgery. That's kind of what the impression I got. And to now, it's about 5 years later, and I notice, I could still see feel a bump there a little bit, not much. Barely, but if I press my hand on something, almost don't notice it at all. So I think overall, I probably, I guess it seems like I made a good move, and I just wanted to tell other people this piece of advice. I don't know how, if you have a ganglion cyst, could be totally different than my experience. Maybe it's going to stay there forever. I don't know. So, and so anyway, so that's what happened to me. And good luck.